Okay, we're going to need to install a wire from our light switches on the wall, and we need to get up to the ceiling for the power for the fan. So on this space here, we don't have an attic up above, so everything we have to do is right here because there's no crawl space up above or anything. So I'm just telling you, we're going to be cutting a patch up here, and then I'm going to put the box up in here, and then we're going to be able to fish the wire from there down the wall down to where the light switch is. So that's our next little project to do. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a test inspection hole up in the ceiling. I'm not quite sure exactly where the ceiling joists are just yet, but the main purpose for that is so that I can figure out how big of a hole to cut, onto how much room I need to fish a wire from the ceiling over to the wall. Okay, we cut the inspection hole up on the ceiling, and I made a determination exactly where we want the ceiling fan to be located. I cut this hole up here, but I made it smaller originally so I could see what's up there. And then what I ended up doing was I moved over and I had to cut some other holes over here because, as you remember, there's no ceiling, there's no attic space up here. So I had to cut in a little hole here to fish my wire down through here because we have to get a wire from the fan location down through the wall, and here's our patch here to get the wire down the wall down to our light switch. And I've already put some sheetrock backing in there, and I've run the wire. As you can see, this is the new wire I pulled down there. I made it plenty long, and I also let a little stub up at the ceiling again. I've already run my wire up on the ceiling. I wanted to just point out, after I made the inspection hole, I made a determination how big I wanted to make this, and then I cut this out. Now, I was very careful to cut the sheetrock out because I didn't know what's in the ceiling. As you can see, there's two wires up here, and they're fairly low to the ceiling. If I would have just started cutting really fast with my sheetrock saw, I could have nicked these wires. So I was really careful because you never know what's up in the ceiling. Since we couldn't get up in the attic, I always suggest on your sheetrock saw, you're going to utilize a sheetrock saw. You're not going to use an electric sawzall. I would never suggest you use an electric sawzall up there because, I mean, you can cut that out. It makes a lot of dust, first off. Secondly, you could hit a wire up there, and then you're going to have major problems. So what I usually use, I use the sheetrock saw, and I use kind of a dull sheetrock saw. And then I kind of go by feel and try not to cut up there too far. So just be real careful when you're cutting your holes for your sheetrock patches.